Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is Darcy Ogandaga, CEO of Twitter Media, and I'm here today. I'm telling you, I'm so excited. We are live. It's 7:17 Atlanta, Georgia time, and we're going to have a great time. What we're going to talk about today, real estate and social media. Like I told you before, is always this conversation that I have with different people all around the world, and they always ask me, is this extremely important for us to use social media because we're not sure how they can integrate social media and real estate. There's not one business that I know of today who's not online. And you cannot be online without being on social media. Like I told you before, you cannot be in a place where you just count on your website alone. There's 700 million websites out there. So you have 700 million chance for somebody to not come to your website. So the name of the game is to be where the most people are. And where the most people spend their time online is on social media. The number one social media website is Facebook. There's, of course, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. But before I talk about being in all those different platforms, you need to establish what we call some type of strategy. But before I go into the strategy, it's like, maybe it was the first time that you're watching me online and you don't really know what I'm doing or who I am. So let me, give you my story and how social media changed my life. And I believe that it can change your life too. Sometimes when you listen to somebody like me talking, you say, oh, you know what? It might be easy for him because you're doing social media and you're expert. You've been doing it for like almost 8 years now. But not necessary. You have to be committed to your gift and make sure that you use the necessary tools to be able to communicate or broadcast your message, your services, and whatever that you have to offer to solve a problem. So people will be looking for a place to stay, and you have a solution. You're a real estate agent, you're a real estate broker, or you're a real estate investor. And in all those type of different function, I just elaborate. You can't really solve the problem of some people who are looking for you right now. According to the statistics, 86% of people looking for the house online first before they talk to anybody. So it would be nice for people to, stumble on you, like, oh my God, just by mistake, they are doing a search and they find you. That's how I specialize myself to help you be found on Google. So now let me come back to my story. So back in 2007, 2008, I believe, my wife was on Facebook before me. And I was talking to her one day and she was just giving me some update of some stuff was going on Facebook. And I asked her, like, how do you know all this type of stuff? She said, Facebook. I said, what is this Facebook? And I went, just behind her shoulder. And I found out that back then she has 800 friends. 800 friends. And I'm a businessman. I said, when was the last time I was able to talk to potential 800 people for free? And immediately I said, you know what? I joined Facebook tonight. By next year, I will get 5,000 friends. And that's exactly what happened. I went hard. I learned everything I have to learn on Facebook. Back then, it was not a lot of things. So we have to try, and by learning by try and error, and then that become our experience, our knowledge, and we're able to get some huge account back then because nobody was doing it. So now I'm back in 2015. A lot of my friends I talked to back in 2008, 2009, 2010, they didn't take Facebook seriously. Now they call me up, say, Darcy, please, man, I need one of your service. I need to sell this. I have this type of business. How can you help me do live webinar, live streaming? How I can have my own podcast? How I can, publish my book or publish my own course online. And now they understand that, what is so important to make it happen. So that's why you can come and really keep doing your thing over and over and over again. It's extremely important. So what happened, I start really teaching different things. And when I start teaching all these type of things, I said, you know what? The best way for me to keep teaching people about the importance of social media is to let them know that they can do different things on social media. So it means that you can really make it happen. And Said like, okay, now how I can use what I know to help somebody else. It's very easy. So I was working with one of my friends, and I said, you know what? I will help you publish a book. So I start publishing, his book, and his book have huge success. Then I published a podcast for one of my good clients. Actually, it was Wendy, and she was able to get 4 speaking engagements overseas. I believe 2 in Nigeria, 1 in Spain, and 1 in Netherlands. So that's why it's so important. Back then, it was back in 2009. So myself, me changed my life. I was able to pay off a lot of my bills. I was able to send my wife and my daughter. We were able to go to our dream vacation, all because Facebook stopped paying the bills. And I said, like, wow, Facebook now paying my bills. And I always joke that, I wish I can send a check to to Mark Zuckerberg every Sunday, just because that medium really changed my life. So I'm sharing that not to brag, but just to let you know that it's possible for you if you take the principle I'm about to teach you today on your real estate business, where you can really transform your business using video and social media and really put yourself in a certain level so people will start paying attention to who you are and access your knowledge. So let me talk about 5 things. The number one thing is the power of podcasting. Then number 2, I will talk about webinar, like what we're doing now. Then I will talk about automatic webinar. So it means that is a webinar will start by himself and you can really make it happen. And then number 4, I will talk about how to create your own online course, your own university, because you have some skills and knowledge that most people will pay to access. Because today, the one who know the most, that's the one who will earn the most. So it's knowledge, not only knowledge, but you need to move from common sense to common practice. Most people, they know what to do to lose weight, they know what to do to hit, healthier, but they have a problem because they're not willing to make the necessary adjustment in their life to be able to execute what they know. So for you to execute what you know, you need to have a confirmation. And the confirmation is what I'm about to give you today, that social media is working. So let me tell you what happened to me. Was I believe last year. Last year, one of my car I have to fix and I couldn't fix it. And I was like, what I need to do to fix that car? So I run a promotion, a 2 hours promotion on Facebook. In 2 hours, I have more than enough money to fix my car and have money left over. Then another story. I was talking to God about different of my mentors making $1,000 in 1 hour. So like, I never did $1,000 in one day, excuse me. And that day I make $1,000 in 1 hour on Facebook. So how $1,000 can change your life? I mean, it changed my life in 1 hour, $1,000. Oh my God. So that's all this type of element that you can have by using your real estate knowledge and position yourself for people looking for a house right now as you speak, husband and wife. Somebody might divorce their husband. They try to get rid of their house. They're looking for you, but they cannot find you because you think that social media or internet is not important. They're not going to find you on the yellow pages. I mean, when was the last time you were looking for something, a pizza place, somewhere to eat, and you took the yellow pages out of your door and tried to look for a number? When was the last time? When you look for something, it's very easy. You Google it, and that's where you need to be, on Google first. After Google, you need to be on social media and do what we call base education marketing. What I say base is like this basic information that most people don't know. It's basic for you, but it's a miracle for somebody else. So I really want you to understand that. So now I was talking about the podcast. So podcast is very important. You use some nice microphone, like the microphone I have now, and you broadcast your voice, and then you publish it on iTunes. iTunes is the biggest platform. It's 45 million potential people who can listen to you on a monthly basis about your real estate strategy, your real estate knowledge and experience. So you cannot neglect that. Okay. Number 2, you can use the power of video. 80% of the internet traffic in 2015 is video. So what do you not use video yet? Blogging was hot back in 2004, 11 years ago. Now, if you blog without a podcast, a video, your blog will not be found. I don't care what new SEO optimization that you think that you will use. People will not look for your blog. They will watch a video or listen to a podcast, then go to your blog, who is your podcast or a membership site at one time. Then let's talk about online courses. Online courses is just like what I'm doing now with more details and more strategy to direct you to be able to go to next level. So extremely important for you to do that. And I can teach you that in the course that you can click from the link below. You can access my course or you can access a Wendy course. And Wendy, she's right here, she's getting ready. And I'm telling you, she will share so much powerful thing about these yellow letters. I mean, myself, I even kind of a little bit mad because I said, like, I need to join that movement like yesterday. And if you don't join the yellow letters, I will join for you because I'm telling you, this thing is working. So that's why I'm telling you, when an opportunity is presented to you, don't wait. The only reason why you're waiting, you need to have something more important to do. If you want to learn how to put your content, just the same way I was talking about podcast, I was talking about having a live webinar or an ultimate webinar. It means like I can create your own show starting 3, 4, 5 times a day for different time zones all around the world in different languages. Can you imagine the power for you to be as big as Phoenix University or Capella University, to have your own custom university when you are the chairman and you have a #1 teacher of the school? Isn't that wonderful? So you own the school and you cut yourself a own check for what you already know. That's the power of the internet. I really want you to access this course. You can just click the link below. I will teach you how to do different things. And if you do it tonight, you're going to have an extra 1-hour Skype implementation course with me where I'll make sure that you can implement when it comes to your software and equipment. So you will not feel overwhelmed. My God, Darcy, I cannot do it. It's not that complicated. That's why I'm here, to make things that look hard. I want you to think that they are easy. I'm your translator from something complicated to something easy that you can do. Like the things that you should have it, like you press it on staple, like that was easy. That's exactly what you will say when you will watch the stuff. Say, oh my God, I should start it 5 years ago. So, and then I'll be finished with this. Like I was telling you also, how to put your content on iTunes, on Amazon, even on Netflix and Comcast distribution. Can you imagine doing this? So now you have your content available everywhere. I will go with more details, but now I want Wendy to start talking about the yellow letter. Myself, you see, I have a notepad because I'm about to take some notes. Because what she's about to share with you is extremely important. And I want you to really pay attention and stop what you're doing. Don't multitask. You listen to me, and then you're on Facebook, you're texting. Just stop for one moment. I will come back and give you more details about what you can do on social media with my course. But let's welcome Wendy Lovejoy. Okay, put it. No, they can see you now.
But you know how I am about my face.
Oh,
you're good on both sides.
On both sides.
Yes,
So
I want to sit. I like it better when I sit there.
Okay, all right. So let me move then.
Okay. Thank you so much, Darcy. But are you going to come on this side?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you look good both sides.
Okay, all right. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Way to go.
Okay. All right.
Can I take this stuff right here?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead, I can hear you.
I'm as finicky as my business coach, Fabienne, when it comes to how I look on social media. But thank you so much for your patience. And I am very, very excited. I was sitting there taking information in my head as Darcy was speaking, because you guys know that Darcy has really helped me in building my social media with marketing. But I'm excited because I have 2 people in the room that work well with me, and I really, really appreciate that. One of the things we're talking about is the same series we've been doing now, what, a month?
Yeah, well, that's the fourth one now.
Yes, this is the fourth one. And what we're talking about is your social media and real estate. And I have to say, if you can put those two together, most people, and I heard Mike Ferry say this years ago, if you know real estate, you know he is the top real estate coach in the world. And I was blessed to have him coach me when I built my offices in the New York area. And he always said, no matter what, internet, whatever, you're always going to have to know how to talk with people face to face. If you don't learn that, you will not have success. And so what I've been really training myself to do for the past 22 years is really learn how to help people understand that I am there to help them when it comes to their real estate issues. And even on the way here, I got stuck in traffic. So what did I do? I decided to speak to people that were calling me from my yellow letter. That is why I love this business. I don't have to have a huge office and tell people come see me in my office. I can work out of my car. I can work out of my house. I can work even if I'm on vacation in Jamaica, South Africa, wherever I want to be. I can still do this business. And that is what I want to teach you. That is why I love the yellow letters. So I'm going to go back because we've gone over a few things. One, I've gone with you and shown you exactly how I do the yellow letters. I even gave you the exact script I use to send out, how I write the letter. The letter never changes. What changes is how you approach people. And so I'm going to share some of the people that I've been lucky enough to speak with in the past, I would say week alone. One gentleman I told you about the last time we did this webinar, I ended up getting more than 11 properties from this gentleman. And one of them was the house that he lives in. So I referred that to a realtor friend of mine who listed it. But today, because I know how to speak to people and keep sharing what I do, somebody retiring from New York, correction officer came down and I was able to get him into the house. The realtor is also a friend of mine, so he had no problem with that. He's going to do the transaction because, again, in Atlanta, I operate as a real estate investor. You do not need a license to become a real estate investor, but there are rules and regulations you have to follow. One is you cannot sell a house to somebody as a real estate agent doing a traditional mortgage unless it's a house you're connected to. So since I gave this listing to a friend of mine, he has to sell it. And so that's important. I've come up with so many properties in this past week. One I want to share is a young lady that called me, I would say about 2 weeks now. And she called me like one day 10 times. And I said, my God, I purposely will let them call me over and over because I'm looking to see how anxious you are to work with me. I believe in attraction marketing. I believe in working with the people that see me as the solution center for whatever their problem is. And so if you call me one time and you don't call back, I'm going to return your phone call. But if you call me 10 times, you're going to get a bonus, okay? You're going to get extra stuff. Yeah. So anyway, this lady calls me, as I said, finally 10 times in one day. And I called her back. And the first thing I said to her is, wow, thank you so much for returning responding to my yellow letter. And she said, I've never gotten a letter like that. I really thought this has to be some sort of a joke. She didn't say scam, because I get that sometimes, but she said she thought it was a joke. And I said, no, it isn't. But are you thinking of selling your house? She said, well, how did you know I'm thinking of it? Because there's no sign outside. I said, well, let's just call it intuition. And we started laughing. So she says, you just sound so warm. And I kept your letter for a couple of weeks. And then I prayed on it. And I'm like, that amazes me that this past few months, everybody I have spoken to has said they either prayed on the letter or they, held it, and then God told them to call me. So she said, God told her to call me that day. That's why she called me 10 times.
Wow.
And I said, that is awesome. Well, of course, if you follow me, you know I minister. So I'm going to end up preaching to people anyway, or ministering to people. And so the reason I share that is with the yellow letter, you don't have to become somebody different to sell a house. You are yourself, and you're doing real estate investing. You're adding that into your lifestyle, but it's not a job. And so some people think, okay, I can't tell people I pray. I can't tell people I have kids, or I have to, wear a suit. I don't want you to think of all of that, because again, this call today is about communicating, talking, learning to just build rapport with people. And so I asked her, I said, well, what made you, besides God telling you that? Obviously you prayed because there has to be some issue. What is the issue? And she said, well, I have this beautiful townhouse, but my husband died, and I cannot imagine staying in this house. I said, did he die in the house? And she said, no, it has too many memories for me. So I live with my children right now, and the house is just sitting here vacant, and I couldn't bring myself to do anything with it. But when your letter came, it just touched me. And I said, it has to be a joke. So I put it down. And then when I prayed, forgive me if I called you too much. I said, no, not at all. I'm definitely excited that you called me. And can you give me some details about the property? I apologize to hear that your husband passed away. But before you give me the details, can you just share a little bit with me about your husband? Because I knew that's important to her. And so she shared that he had a very high profile chemist position at a major company, and they had traveled the world, and they had decided to retire in Duluth.
Wow.
But a few months after they bought the house, well, she said it was about a year that they had bought the house, he passed away. And a few months later, she was like, this is the day I'm going to clean it out. I'm going to call this woman, and I'm going to do something with it. No mortgage, beautiful place. And she said, there's a lot of stuff in there. I said, well, I don't mind that. I will see it the way it is. If you don't mind, are you ready to move forward? And she said, yes. I said, so please give me the details. 3-bedroom, 2-bath, great neighborhood. I said, tell me, what is it that you liked about the neighborhood? So she began to tell me it was a really good area, nice things to do for kids, and on and on. And I said, great. Now, what is it that you dislike about the area? She said the only thing she dislikes is that her husband is no longer there with her. So I said, if you had a choice, would you keep the place? She said, no, because he's not here anymore, and I'm living with my children. And she asked me, where are you from? I hear an accent. I said, I hear one from you too. And so we just went back and forth. And finally, I said, I would love to see the property. I am available Tuesday or Thursday. Which day works better for you? And she said, Tuesday. So I met with her on Tuesday. Now, I had another appointment before her, which was on the other part of town, and that person had to see me that day. Okay. So I said, I'm going to take it. Normally, I try to keep all my appointments in the same place because of traffic in Georgia. It's like ridiculous here. So I was running late, and I called her, and I said, Savi, that's her name. I said, would you mind? I'm running a little late. I'm with a person now. I can still come, or we can reschedule, because I don't want to inconvenience you. I know you're coming from another location. And she said, no, I'm already on my way. I'll find things to do there until I get there, but I have to stay and meet with you. And I said, great. I'm looking forward to it. See you shortly. So I go to the house, drove around the neighborhood a little bit to just see what's going on, did my comps as I was driving. And when I went,
excuse me, can you say that? What is comps?
Oh, okay, that's
even
just
myself don't know.
Okay,
Yes.
good. That's a good question. And comps are just basically you look to see what properties are selling for in the area that are like that. So you just compare it to other houses. So in real estate, we call it comps or comparables. And so I looked and I saw what numbers were selling for properties like hers in the area. And so I knew what figure I was going to be my highest number to offer her. And when I got to the place, she was so sweet, such a nice little lady. And she was so attentive to me. You would have thought this famous person came to her house. And she just was so attentive, so courteous. But she had amazing furniture, amazing pictures and artifacts that she's collected all over the world as she traveled with her husband. And she said to me, "Do you want all of this? I will leave it in the house if you just say you want it."
Wow.
All from one yellow letter.
But I want you, that's why I want to interrupt you,
I'm
because
glad you are.
I want you to tell people like the context of that story. You never met that lady.
Never.
But for some reason, when you come to our house, she feel like you part of her family or something.
Exactly.
And then she tell you like you want it. So can you teach people the importance of customer service and the way you carry yourself will make those people think that comfortable? I
Well,
believe that's important.
let's do this, Darcy. That's a good point. But
Mhm.
you and I have been friends for over 10 years,
Mhm.
over 10 years. And you say to me, "Wendy, you're one of my most courteous clients."
Yes. Mhm.
And to me, business is business.
Yeah.
Even with my kids, we do business together.
Mhm.
I treat them as professionals when we're in that arena.
Mhm.
I don't act like, "Oh, I'm the mommy, you got to listen to me." And I
Yeah.
think what people fail to understand is that people don't care what you know until they know that you care.
Yeah.
They don't care how professional you are. They don't care if you have a Lamborghini or a Honda outside. They don't care if you show them you care about them. And this woman lost her husband.
Yeah.
She shared, I let her share the story with me. She met him. She's from India. And she said to me, "Do you have any Indian in you?" And I said,
yeah.
"Yes, my mom is East Indian, only she doesn't have that red dot like you do, because there's a lot of Indians in South Africa."
Yeah.
And she said, "Yes, yes." And that, because again, building rapport, you have to look for the things you have in common.
Yes.
And I think what real estate people make the mistake of doing is they go in looking for how they're going to chop the price down and how they're going to find everything wrong to kind of figure out a way to get this deal for nothing. I'm always going in to see, what is your problem? How can I solve it? How can this be a win-win situation? Because I want you to feel very happy that you worked with me, that you gave your home to me. I want you to be happy about it. I don't want to turn around and now I got to drive down another street because you feel like I got your house for dirt cheap. And that's not a good way to do business. Most people don't even realize, like, one of the great examples of customer service is being played in our face every single day. And that's Oprah. I really believe because she finds people that are good at what they do, and then she treats them well and partners up with them. She doesn't go to them and say, "I'll give you less so I can get more." She usually gets less. And I watched a show with her and Medea, Tyler Perry, and he was sharing, or she shared it herself, that her studio was failing. When she bought the TV station, it was failing. And he called her and said, "I can help you." And they met, and he said, "I'm going to stop doing Medea to help you." And he started writing all the TV shows, and his TV shows are doing better than any, but those shows saved her. And, I'm always looking for that. How can I see what you do, what I do, and how can what I do help you and what you have helped me? And so again, with this lady, the first thing I did is we built rapport. I wanted to find out what we have in common. So we had some Indian stuff. As a matter of fact, this Saturday, when I told her my favorite dish is biryani, and my mom makes the best chicken biryani, she says, "Well, don't tell your mom, but I'm going to make you some this Saturday." And this is from a yellow letter.
Wow, that's it.
Yes.
That's powerful.
She called me the the night that I met her in person, just to say I was thinking of you and I just wanted to say hi and I hope you have a good night.
Wow, the impact.
The impact of courtesy
and authenticity.
Thank you.
Yes,
I don't try to be somebody different.
Can I say something?
Sure.
And that's the same thing, and we can talk about something real. I met Wendy Coach in California exactly like 4 days ago. I just came back from California.
How many years have I been telling you about Fabienne? For a minute.
Maybe at least 4 years.
Yes.
So she was so authentic because that's what we talk about. Remember, it's real estate and social media. Social media, you can take the social out and put your name and put media. So my name is Darcy. So it's Darcy Media. It's Wendy Media. It's Fabienne Media. And she was like, oh my God, you're just such a connector. You're just such a nice person. Why? Because when I went there, I was not trying to put money in my pocket.
Exactly.
I was trying to put money in her pocket because I was just telling the truth. She's a good coach.
She's an amazing coach. So, hello, look at the example.
Exactly. So I was just telling everybody, no, she's good. No, she's good. And she goes, oh my God, you're the only one I met here without trying to. I don't even know what you do, but I know one thing. You promote me. I
want to know.
Yeah, you promote me. So
yes.
We need to do some stuff together. So again.
And what did she say about me?
No, she said like you're one of her best students and stuff like that, and she likes your personality.
Yeah, she's always telling me that. I love that lady.
And it's so powerful, but beyond the technique, beyond the strategies, if you're not yourself, if you don't have this will to help somebody in real estate or social media, if you get the yellow letter or you get my course, if you don't have this authenticity, and be led by compassion, not fear, and say, you know what, I really want to help, you will make more money that you ever make, and it will come at a time where you don't even expect that money. But if you have this hustler mindset,
that's right.
And I will just say that and then you finish. Like, you want to eat like a lion. You don't want to eat like an insect. The insect is a hustler. It's on the corner. Man, I need to make it. Man, I need to make it. Man, I got to do it. I got to do it. But because you say you got to do it, the amount of effort that you put on, you got to do it, you come across people in the wrong way. But be like a lion. He said, your food's going to stop by you at one time. When I say that, it means that you position yourself so you will meet someone or you meet somewhere, and that's how you're going to have a great client. A lion, you eat like maybe once every 2 weeks because he eat good. But the hustler is every day. I have to make it. So don't think like a hustler. Think
but
like
even when
compassion.
I was a hustler, I didn't think like that.
Yeah. But you're a good one.
Yes,
exactly.
Even because my testimony, but I've always thought, how can I? And I'm always looking for the best in that industry. To me, the yellow letter marketing, the yellow letter campaign is the best thing in real estate. I think people sleep on it. They think, there's something bigger and greater. It's a simple letter. But the only thing that makes the difference or allows me to get as many clients as I do is I love talking to the people, figuring out their problem and being myself. Another gentleman I spoke to today happened to call me when my son had the accident. He called me the same day. And the only reason I answered it is because that day I was answering all my phones. I have 3 phones. So I was answering all my phones. And when I answered, he called and I was crying. I prayed and I started crying and I prayed some more because my son called me in the middle of the accident. And I'm like, call God, okay? You talk to God. He's like, Ma, God hears you. Pray for me. And I said, no, I'll pray with you. So after we finished, this gentleman called. And when I told him, he said, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I will call you back in a few weeks. And I said, I really appreciate that. He goes, if that were my child, I'd feel just like you feel. So I really apologize. And thank you for answering the call. Well, how long ago was that? He calls me today and he says, I've called you a few times and I didn't want to leave a message. But do you remember me? I called you the day of your son's accident. First of all, before we continue, I'm the gentleman you sent the letter to, and he gave me his address. I said, yes, I remember. A property in Jonesboro. And I said, I remember. Thank you so much for your courtesy and your patience. He said, before we go any further, how is your son? And I said, he's fine. He's doing better. You don't hear any tears in my voice. And we just joked, because again, you got to be yourself. We ended up talking, and he wanted me to come and see the property this week. And I said, I apologize. I will be in Jamaica the day you want me to come. But as soon as I come back, we'll follow through. And he said he'll wait. He got other letters from other people, but he will wait till I come back. He's not going to entertain other letters.
That's it.
And it's not because I even said I'm going to offer you more than anybody. We never got to the price. We talked as two people. I mean, even you and I do extra things for each other, but why is that? Because we treat each other with courtesy.
Yeah.
Mike is here. He'll tell you, me and him are the same way, but you cannot build your business if you're only thinking, I want every penny for myself, or I don't have respect for you, or, things happen.
Yeah.
And even especially in real estate, a lot of things can go wrong. Sometimes you expect a closing on a certain day. It doesn't happen. You think the title is clear. There's issues. You find out a lot of these people, another lady I met, same thing, prayed. She invited me to see the home, and her daughter was there with her. And it's a home she was thinking she's either going to leave to her kids. And the kids said, no, we're fine. We're well off. We don't need this home. Sell it. Do whatever you want to do with it. And so she's doing a lease option with me. Some people will say a master lease because I get the paperwork connected to me, and then I can go ahead and rent it to somebody else. There's no mortgage on the property, so she doesn't have to worry about getting monthly anything. So one of the first questions I asked her, I said, do you need the lump sum of this money to move into the house that you want to move? She said, no, I'm already where I need to be. I don't need the money. But this home is 2 hours away from me. So it's a headache for me to come back here to check on it. I had family here until about a month ago, and look how they damaged it. And Darcy, the only thing this family did, they must have been pulling furniture out, and there was like a little dent in the wall. Otherwise, the house was immaculate. But she said, look how they damaged it. And I said, yes, I can empathize with you. It's horrible when you have family members take advantage of your home like this. So I feel what you feel. So how can I help you accomplish, your goals with it? Do you want to rent it again? Do you need to sell it? And she said, no, it's a headache. I just don't. So we went through the house, and I'm figuring out all the areas that it's a headache for her. One of the issues that it was a headache for her is because she moved into the area. And one of the questions I love to ask is, what did you love about this place? And after they tell me that, the next question is, what do you dislike most about this place? And they're usually the same answer, just different. And that's what I'm looking for. Is it the same answer, or are you lying to me, or is there something you're hiding? When you're authentic, people will be authentic with you. And so she shared that when she bought a home, there was no other houses in the area. Now there's so many subdivisions, and there's cars in the area. Too much noise. She could hear cars on the major street. So as soon as I heard a car, I said, wow, I hear that car. Did you hear that? That's really closer than I imagined it would be. Because one of the things, and I learned this from Fabienne, because most people don't understand that real estate, I've studied real estate with your major real estate trainers, Robert Allen, Mike Ferry, but I also study business. And that's why I chose a business coach who has a family, is authentic, cares about the way she looks, is into fashion, because I'm into fashion. So I was looking for somebody like me, and she was. And I followed her first on social media. Then I said, okay, I'm going to attend one of her live trainings. And I prayed before I went. And the very day that I went there, her and I clicked. It was like, I guess Wendy Lovejoy is an easy name, but as soon as I met her, she goes, I love you. You're the one from social media. You're on the one from Facebook. I love you. And so we just connected from there. And she ended up giving me what she calls a makeover for my business. And I was telling her about my 5 Links business. And I had just started coaching a lot of 5 Links people. And with Five Links people, a lot of them were brand new and they wanted to know, how did I come into Five Links and have the success that I was having as fast as I was having it? And I shared with them, I studied the information they sent us. I literally slept with that kit for 30 days before I, really felt like I had it in my spirit. I studied that thing every night because I was brand new to multi-level marketing, and business is business is business. But whatever business you get into, you have to learn their dialogue. You have to learn their system
The business
of
model.
success. Right.
Yeah,
How
that's
do
it.
you make money in this model? Most people they don't think like that. So
Yeah.
with the yellow letter, the way you make money is that you must be able to talk to people and learn to connect with people.
Mhm.
And one of the things that, again, I learned from Fabienne, because I wanted a coach that's going to teach me business, that's going to be very similar to me, and that had a following, because I don't want somebody who's learning to walk the walk that they're telling me I can walk. I want somebody
Who's doing
who's
it.
walked their talk,
Yeah.
because that's what I do. When I teach you something, it's something I've done.
Yeah.
It's something I'm doing, and not something that I heard about, that I'm practicing. I couldn't tell people to become a successful Five Links representative if I wasn't. I couldn't tell them, here's the system. I became so successful in Five Links that the top producer, Lisa Nicole Cloud, chose to do a CD with me, and I gave her what needs to go into that CD because I studied Five Links that much. So when I came into real estate investing, I studied what is the difference from real estate investing and a real estate broker, because I had been a broker for 15 years in the New York area. So I had to realize that it's different as an investor. The things that it did have in common, though, is you've got to care for people. If you're not a people person, no matter what business you're in, you're not going to succeed.
And so can you tell people like how now what you know and who you are now translate into social media, so people can see that, okay, she's like, when people, they meet you live and then they meet you on social, say, oh my God, you're the same person, because
Exactly.
you're not there representing somebody else. You are yourself.
Mhm.
So we about like, we have like what, 2 minutes. You're about to conclude. So I will say something about social media. You will say
Mhm.
something about your yellow letter. But I want you to know, guys, that we're doing this because we have compassion for you guys. We really want to help you to understand that social media, you need to be on social media for your business, and you need to really hear what Wendy have to say when it comes to real estate. And we're sharing stories to let you know that it's happening every day.
Mhm.
And we want you to be part of those stories. So not only you change your life, but when your life change, you're changing the lives of people around you. So social media is real. You can monetize your message, you can monetize your skills, and also be authentic. Don't try to be like somebody else. Just be yourself. So if you want to more information about what I was talking about, podcast, webinar, online course, and how to do automated presentation online, feel free to access the course under this video. And Wendy, she got her own stuff she want to talk about.
Yes. What I would like you to do is go to my YouTube channel so you can learn more, because I was hoping I would have been able to give you more content tonight. I hope you got value from what you did get, though. And if you want to get a deeper dive and work closely with me, I believe in working very closely with the people I coach. You're not going to sign up for something and it's all automated. As I said, I'm a people person. So even my online course, we're going to connect. So what I would encourage you to do is to go to my YouTube channel, Wendy Lovejoy YouTube, just see some of the things there tonight. And you can also access the Yellow Letter Mentoring Program tonight. And we will get started as soon as I get the information that you decide to opt in. I will go ahead and schedule with you a 30-minute, just really getting to know you. And I like to do that because this is individual. I want to know what you're trying to accomplish with this Yellow Letter mentoring campaign. I have some people that say, I just want a home for myself and my family at a discounted price. I have other people that say, I just want one extra house so that I can have a rental income. Then I have some people that want 10 or commercial property or multi-families. It varies. Some people are just looking for land, and I'm not going to know that unless you and I sit down on the phone, of course, and get to know exactly what you're trying to do. And you will also get the list that I told you you would. Whatever zip code you are looking for, you will get a minimum of 200 names. And I guarantee you, from those 200 names, you're going to make at least a few deals out of it if you follow the coaching program to the T. Don't try to do something different. Just do it exactly as we have offered it to you. So I really encourage you to follow me also on social media, Wendy Lovejoy Coaching, and connect with me. I'm a very connecting, friendly person. I love to connect with the people I work with. So I encourage you to get to know me, and I want to get to know you so I can help you achieve your goals through real estate investing. And you don't need a lot of money to get started. Tonight, you can get started with under $400. And I guarantee you that will change your life. I just want to share one more thing before I let you go. On the way here, as I was between listening to talking to sellers, motivated sellers, and I only attract motivated sellers, people that want to sell. And they want to sell with me because of the techniques I'm going to teach you, and they'll want to sell with you too. But as I was doing that, I had in the background a spiritual channel. And one of the things that stood out for me is that in life, you go through life in seasons. And he shared that unless people are going and growing where you're growing, they're going to be pruned out of your life, and you can't fight that. So there's some things that made you sit and watch this live training with Darcy and myself tonight. There was something you wanted to accomplish, and this is the season to do it. Now, the other quote that stood out for me is that when things are taken out of your life, and new things are replaced in, those things are going to make your life a lot better, which is going to make you look better in the very near future. So if you opt into this yellow letter mentoring, whether you knew real estate or not, ever did a deal or not, but you just want to make a few $100s a month or a few $1,000s a month, this course and me and you connecting will definitely make a big difference in your life and the people around you.
That's perfect. I'm telling you, it's all about abundance and living from compassion.
Mm-hmm.
You can hear the compassion in the voice. You never been with someone on the phone and you know that they're smiling while they're talking to you. But now, guess what? You can see our face. We are very happy to be here. We're not doing this because we don't want to. We're doing this because we really want to teach what we know. We really want to help people. We really want to transform the life of people. And just to let you know, guys, that is not that complicated from social media to real estate. So thank you so much, guys. And we'll see you guys in 2 weeks.
Yeah, see ya.
So let me go here.